Okay, hi guys. This is the part 3 video. I'm going to go over parts 1 and 2 real fast again and remind you what you need to turn in, and then go over part 3 and show you what is everything, an example basically. So remember, on day 1 you got your worksheet from the Canvas assignment page, and it is all of your notes. Remember to turn that in. Upload that page and turn it into Canvas. And then you'll still have it even if you upload it. Make sure you saved it on your desktop or whatever so you can use it to help you with your PowerPoint and such. The second video was, don't know why that stayed there. Sorry about that. The second video was on how to use Hero Machine to make your customizable character. So go back and view that if you need help with that. Then the third part is what we're going to focus on today, is continuing your PowerPoint and or your origin story. So I'm going to show you an example here in a minute, and you're going to have like 5 or 6 things, like 5 slides basically, probably on a PowerPoint, that answers those 5 things in the first part of the direction page. When I say the first part of the direction page, I mean right here. Right here. This stuff right here. You'll have to have your superhero's name, a picture of them, what their superpower is, 5 facts about your element, your Bohr's model. All of that part will be the first 5 or 6 slides of your PowerPoint. And then you'll get to here, and then if you don't want to write a story, you continue answering these questions in PowerPoint. But if you want to be more creative or enjoy writing and want to go that route, you can do your backstory or your origin story, incorporating these questions into your story. All right, so what does that look like? So remember, I told you I did Krypton, so you cannot do Krypton, okay? And you'll pick your element and do your research page, and then you will, this would be your first slide. This would be your character's name. Let me get a different color ink so you can see it. So this will be your character's name. This is your element. And then your symbol for your element. And then your name. Not mine, yours. Okay, so that's slide 1. Then your second slide, you should have your superhero's name, your picture of your superhero, which if you used Hero Maker, the Hero Machine, you'll just paste that in. If you drew the picture or you used the outlines from the worksheets, then you're going to have to take pictures of those and paste them in as well. And then this is just a quick description. More of this will be in the backstory part. Like how she got her colors and her powers will be in the backstory. But this is just 2 really fast descriptions about her color and her powers. She's green and yellow because when you break Krypton apart in a wavelength, the green and yellow are the colors you see, along with white. And her powers is that when it mixes with fluorine, she shoots bright green or white light, and without fluorine, she just shoots blinding white light. With fluorine, it's like laser beams of green and white light, but without fluorine, it's just a blinding white light flash, okay? So those are her superpowers. If you use the outlines, you would put those in that picture back there. 5 facts. So on all that research I did, these were the 5 things I wanted to include for my facts. You get to pick and choose. That yours do not have to match mine. It's just 5 facts about your element. So my element was discovered in 1898 by Sir William Ramsay. Crypto means hidden. It's used in neon lighting, high-speed flash photography, and when you combine it with fluorine in laser beams. It's non-metallic and it's very rare. So those are my 5 facts. And then while I was doing my research, there was pictures of a Bohr's model. And so I made my own Bohr's model in PowerPoint using the insert and draw tool, and I drew circles and I drew dots, and I made this Bohr's model. You cannot copy and paste one from the internet. If you're going to do a Bohr's model, then make the Bohr's model. If you remember, I told you we don't do Bohr's models above element 18 because of how many electrons there are, and their configuration is crazy. And if you remember from the example we did in class, I told you that this row has 18, but it can hold 18, but we only graph 8. And so because the pictures were in my examples and they were all the same, I knew that this was the correct model. So I just made it to copy the examples in the pictures I saw of my research. However, because its atomic number is higher than 18, all you really would have had to do is this, was just the electron dot diagram. So if you have an element that's from 1 to 18, you're going to do Bohr's model. And you can draw it in PowerPoint just like I did. If your element is larger, then you're going to do the dot diagram. So you just have to have one of these. It's either or, depending on what your number is. All right, then let me go back for 1 second. So that's all of the first part of part 1 on your directions page. Your title slide, your superhero picture, the superhero powers and why they're the color they are, and then the Bohr's model or electron dot diagram and your 5 facts. That's all for part 1. Part 2 is where you can change it up and either do an origin story and type it up just as like in a story format, like you're telling a story, and then you could use Word or type it in PowerPoint and just keep going slide to slide to slide. Or you could just put it in like answer those questions from the worksheet where you found more information and just make up part of your story still creative because you're making up some of the stuff. All right, so here's part 3. You're going to tell the story of your superhero, all the information you collected using that information. So for Krypton, what I researched, besides how when they extracted the color from the wavelengths was green and yellow, I also found a little bit of other information, and so that's how I made this backstory. I just gave her a name. She's working on uranium in her lab in Oak Ridge in Tennessee on a fission experiment. And fission is when things are combined. And so this experiment she was working on went horribly wrong, or horribly right, depending if you want a superpower. What happened was there was a contaminant in her lab, and it reacted with the uranium, and the burst of light deflected off a non-sterile particle, and it penetrated into her DNA. And then I would go on to talk about the other information I collected for the research page. But I'm going to stop here because I've already rambled on for 9 minutes, and that's more than enough time for you to get the idea. So remember, you are doing the research page first. You are uploading that to Canvas. So remember, you're going to have your research page. You're going to upload that to Canvas. Then you're going to have your PowerPoint. And it's basically just 4 slides of information. It's the title slide, and then it's the 5 facts, it's your superhero and the 2 things about your superhero, their powers and their coloring or their design or whatever. And then your Bohr's model or electron dot diagram. So those 4 slides. And then the second part or the next thing is your origin story or continuing on your PowerPoint. Even if you continue on your PowerPoint, you're still using facts about your elements that you got after the research you did. Whether you're doing the origin story or just continuing with information, you have all that information already on your research page. It's just how you're delivering it, whether it's by PowerPoint with bullets and sentences or in story format typed on Word. And then that's it. If you have any questions, make sure you email your teacher. Hope you guys have fun with this project.